If you've ever looked at a 40 to 60 foot catamaran and thought, could I really run that alone? This episode is for you. The game has changed. You no longer need a paid crew to cross oceans in comfort. The best modern cats are engineered so a single skipper can hoist, reef, dock, anchor, and fix the boat without drama. Today, I'll walk you through the 7 standouts that actually deliver for the solo sailor, what they get right, where they bite, and which one fits your style and budget. If this helps you sail more and stress less, hit subscribe and the bell right now so you don't miss the next deep dive. What you'll get today? A clean, no BS breakdown of each boat, the solo ergonomics that matter, the systems that remove workload, and the trade-offs nobody tells you about.
First up, Outremer 52, the benchmark for fast solo passage making. Outremer 52 replaces the legendary 51 with more refinement and smarter ergonomics for a single watchkeeper. The core idea is speed as safety. Light foam sandwich construction with carbon reinforcement keeps displacement down so you can carry smaller sails and still move. That cuts loads at the winches and shortens your exposure to weather windows. Solo workflow. The helm is modular. Drive high and open for 360-degree visibility in marinas and while trimming. Drop into the protected stance under the rigid bimini when the breeze is up. Lines are centralized right where your hands fall. Main sheet, reefs, jib sheets, and traveler logic cluster at a tight piano of winches. Most owners choose electric primaries plus an electric halyard winch. You can reef from the watched position and dump power in one motion. Boards matter. Daggerboards give 2 safety tools, pointing upwind to avoid motoring and sliding in nasty cross seas. If a breaking wave tries to trip the boat, partially raise the leeward board and let the hull skid sideways instead of grabbing. That fuse is overlooked until it saves your night. Real-world numbers. In 12 to 15 knots true, you'll see 8 to 10 knots of boat speed on a reach with low heel and easy control. On passage, that becomes 200-mile days without huge sails or flogging the autopilot. Owner profile. You like to hand steer, you want a tactile boat, and you're willing to learn daggerboard logic. You don't mind wait lists, and you understand that fast boats demand disciplined reefing. Pitfalls. Availability and resale work both for and against you. They hold value, but you might be shopping for slots years out. Budget time for real sail training. The boat will tell you the truth and expects you to listen.
Next up, Balance 442, the smart ergonomics play for real-world owner-operators. Balance 442 compresses the performance DNA into a size that's easy to provision, dock, and maintain. The headline is Versa Helm. In nice weather, helm up high with panoramic sightlines. In rain or spray, flip the wheel down and drive from a protected position under the hardtop with sliding enclosures. One skipper, one helm station, all conditions. Solo workflow. The self-tacking jib makes upwind work feel like cheating. Tacks become turn the wheel, touch the sheet, done. The main sheet system is the dual sheet setup, no long traveler to babysit. 2 fixed points control both twist and boom angle by balancing tension port to starboard. That clears the coach roof and removes one of the most dangerous pieces of hardware on any cat. Construction. Foam core, vinyl ester, carbon in the high load zones. Most boats ship with daggerboards. Boards down, you climb to windward and make good angles. Boards up, you draw little more than a meter and can nose into shallow anchorages. The boat likes to sit on a slight heel when pressed, feel it through the wheel, and reef before the autopilot starts hunting. Energy and weight. Keep the specs light. Lithium, solar, and a conservative inverter give you silent ship nights without a generator. Short battens and a square top main are common. Spec your reef points aggressively and stick to them. Owner profile? You want protection, simplicity, and good numbers without boutique complexity. Your favorite days are clean 10 to 18 knot trades, where you can run the whole boat from the watch seat. Pitfalls. With the helm protected, don't drift into set and forget. Walk the deck daily. And with dual sheet main control, learn the routine. Ease leeward sheet first, then take on the windward. Do it wrong and you'll fight the boom.
Up next, Kinetic KC54. Push-button supercruiser you can run alone. Kinetic 54 lives at the top end. Full carbon structure, ultra-stiff platform, hydraulic everything, and a genuine interior helm. Think of it as replacing crew with automation. A powered furling boom handles hoist, reef, and stow. Reversible electric winches and hydraulic rams manage vang, main sheet, and sheeting angles from the helm panel. You steer, you push, the boat moves. Solo workflow. The interior helm matters more than you think. In night rain with bad visibility, you stay warm, dry, and clipped in while running the entire boat. The forward-working cockpit is a safety bay at the mast. If you have to go forward, you're down inside deep coomings, not skating on a wet foredeck. Performance. Being this light and stiff means you move an 8 to 10 knots true without wall-to-wall canvas. On a beam reach, you'll see high single digits to low teens regularly. The pilot is happy because apparent wind stays stable. Owner profile. You're crossing oceans with limited crew. You want a superyacht's control logic and a hull-sized for owner operation. You can support scheduled maintenance and treat hydraulics and carbon like aviation systems. Pitfalls. Price is obvious. Beyond that, don't let push-button culture erode seamanship. You still need a manual reef plan, paper checklists, and a habit of walking hardware with a flashlight every night.
Coming up, HH44OC, the high-tech hybrid that lowers workload and noise. HH's 44 in ocean cruising spec dials back race foils and leans into robust cruising. Mini keels replace curved foils to protect the hull and simplify ownership, but the technology stays. EcoDrive hybrid propulsion is the star for solo sailors. In marinas, you get silent, instant torque, no turbo lag, no stall panic in crosswinds. Offshore, regeneration through the props keeps a big lithium bank topped so you run pilot, radar, fridges, water maker, and often air without a generator. Quiet equals rest, rest equals good decisions. Solo workflow. Twin swing helms pivot up for breeze and down for shelter. The transoms fold upward at sea to physically close the cockpit. That makes an actual barrier behind you on night watches. Sideboarding gates midships are a small detail with a huge payoff. You step directly to the dock and drop a spring without acrobatics. All heavy lines come to the helm pods with proper electric power. Sail plan. You'll see a square-topped main and a self-tacking Solent as the default. Add a code 0 or reacher on a furler for light air. The pilot works best when the main is flat and the headsail twist is right. Learn the 2-button trim routine that keeps the apparent wind steady. Owner profile. You're tech positive, you like checklists, and you're comfortable with lithium and hybrid systems. You want precision docking and truly quiet nights. Pitfalls. Complexity is real. Carry spares for the hybrid system, keep software up to date, and schedule a commissioning day where you practice limp modes, diesel only, electric only, and no regen states, so surprises don't own you.
Following that, the Seawind 1370, the pragmatic liveaboard with protected helms. Seawind 1370 sits in the owner-operator sweet spot. It's lighter than heavy charter builds, genuinely sails in light air,
and keeps the skipper sheltered and connected. The galley is up in the saloon, so you cook while you keep watch. Trifold doors erase the barrier between cockpit and saloon. Forward-opening windows drive airflow through the boat so you don't cook your brain in the tropics. Solo workflow. The twin helms are tucked under a rigid windscreen. You can talk to the saloon, reach the winches, and glance forward without leaving the seat. All working lines run to those stations with electric help. The foredeck is clean, the side decks are wide, and the handholds are where your hands actually go. Anchoring and living. The anchor platform is simple. The bridle geometry is clean, and the bow lockers hold real anchors and chain, not just fenders. 2 steps to the water off the sugar scoops, and the ladder is deployable from the sea. Important when you're alone. Owner profile. You want an honest sailor with protected helms and liveaboard practicality. You value ventilation, weight control, and serviceable systems over flybridge swagger. Pitfalls. Keep weight out of the ends. Don't overload the coach roof with toys. The boat rewards light and balanced. If you load it like a condo, you'll miss what makes it special.
Next up, Nautitech 48 Open, the monohull driver's cat with direct feel. If you love driving and want clean sight lines to sails and corners, this 48 is your bridge. The twin wheels sit all the way aft. You stand over the transom and see the leech of the main, the jib telltales, and, crucially, the corner you're placing when you back into a slip. In tight marinas and medmoors, that makes solo docking calmer. Solo workflow. Mechanical steering gives you clean feedback. Fixed mini keels mean no daggerboard chores. The open saloon cockpit layout eliminates a lot of stairs and blind corners. With a self-tacking jib option and powered primaries, you can short tack up a channel without leaving the helm. Sail plan. Keep the main flat when it pipes up. The aft wheels make it easy to read the leech. Add a code sail on a furler for light air, and learn your 2-reef sequence by heart. With wind forward of the beam, the boat tracks straight and feels predictable. Owner profile. You're a driver. You'll trade weather protection at the helm for pure sight lines and a simple structure you can fix anywhere. Pitfalls. Exposure is exposure. You'll be in foulies in shoulder seasons. If you plan cold or wet miles alone, budget proper enclosures and a tight routine for night watches.
And finally, XS14, the accessible sport cruiser with real feel and clean sightlines. XS14 is the fun-to-sail production cat that still makes sense for a solo owner. Asymmetric hulls reduce interference drag without daggerboards. The aft helms give you clean views of sails and water, and the through-saloon visibility helps when threading tight fairways alone. Lower windage than the big charter cats keeps the boat calmer in crosswinds. Solo workflow. Everything important is at the helm pods with electric assist. The optional pulse line rig bumps sail area by roughly 10%, which keeps you sailing in light air. Just stick to conservative reef points. Trim with twist. Ease a touch, open the leech, and let the autopilot relax. Add a reacher for 10-knot afternoons, and it becomes a grinning machine. Owner profile. You want an engaging hand steerer you can actually buy without boutique waitlists. You like a sporty vibe, but don't want to manage boards. Pitfalls. Like all square-top mains, loads ramp fast past 20 knots. Reef early, especially when solo, and fit a proper boom preventer so downwind stays civilized.
Next up, the solo sailor feature checklist that matters more than brand. 1. Helm protection and sightlines. You must see telltales, the main leech, the far bow, and the water ahead from a single body position. If the helm forces you to choose, you'll sail by numbers and the pilot will work harder. 2. All working lines at the watch seat. Main sheet, reefs, furlers, traveler or dual sheets, vang, and halyard power. Within reach with your tethers short.
If you have to leave shelter to reef, you will delay. Delays grow teeth. 3. Brakes. Practice heaving to under sail and park mode under twin engines. A boat that can stop on command is a calm solo platform. That includes a reliable preventer downwind to delete accidental jibes. 4. Anchoring that lets you sleep. Two-leg bridle sized for the loads, chain markers you can read at night, snubber chafe protection, and a routine of set and reverse at 1500 RPM. Add a riding sail if you hunt. Sleep is safety. 5. Energy balance. Size solar for pilot, refrigeration, instruments, pumps, and fans. If you run lithium, protect alternators with smart regulators and temp sensors. Silent ship only stays silent if you respect the amps. Following that, a buyer's quick guide. Who should pick which boat? Pick Outremer 52 if speed as safety is your philosophy. You want daggerboard control and you'll invest time in sailing skills. You'll wait, but you'll also move. Pick Balance 442 if you want a protected helm that flips to open, a self-tacking 4-triangle, and a simple, safe mainsheet system you can run half asleep. Pick HH44OC if you're tech positive, you want hybrid torque for docking and regeneration offshore, and you value a closed stern on night watches. Pick Kinetic KC54 if you want a superyacht's push-button logic in a package you can actually operate alone. Interior helm, forward work cockpit, and carbon stiffness with the budget and discipline to support it. Pick Seawind 1370 if you plan to live aboard and sail far with protected helms, real ventilation, and a hull that still moves in light air. Pick Nautitech 48 Open if you're a driver coming from monohulls. You'll trade protection for direct feel and clean docking sightlines, and you'll love it. Pick XS14 if you want an accessible, sporty cat with aft helms, good visibility, and simple systems you can service anywhere. Next up, commissioning for solo, the 5 upgrades that change your life. Centerline jacklines with a short tether you can clip before you step out. Keep a knife on a lanyard at the helm. Night rule, clipped outside, always. Color-coded line labels and a 1-page reef card at the helm. When you're tired, the boat should tell you the next move. Heat shrink labels on each clutch save arguments with yourself at 3 a.m. A real boom preventer with soft shackles and a snatch block so downwind stays quiet. You'll jibe when you decide, not when the wave does. Headsets for docking and anchoring. Calm voices replace shouting. The whole marina thinks you're a pro and your heart rate agrees. A balanced ground tackle package. Oversized anchor you trust, quality chain, spare snubber, spare bridle, and a backup hook for coral or grass. Anchoring is where most solo cats earn their keep or lose sleep. Following that, sail handling and reefing. Make it muscle memory. Set conservative reef points and honor them. On these platforms, first reef between 15 and 18 knots true depending on rig, second around 20 to 22 true. Your boat stays flat, the pilot relaxes, and your daily runs usually go up, not down. Trim for the pilot. Flat main, twist in the headsail, and balance so the rudders aren't sawing water. If you hear the pilot working, your trim is off. Board logic on daggerboard cats. Upwind, boards down with a touch more on the leeward side for bite. Downwind or in confused seas, raise boards partially to let the boat slide instead of tripping. Practice until it's automatic. Code sail discipline. Code zeros and reachers are magic at 10 to 12 knots true. Rig furlers and fair leads so you can launch and recover without leaving shelter. If the breeze lifts, furl early. The one more minute mindset breaks gear. Next up, docking alone without drama. 3 routines to master. Side 2 with a midship spring. Rig a long spring from the mid-cleat back to your helm. Come in at a shallow angle, stop the boat, Lasso or hand a loop over a cleat opposite your midships, then gentle ahead with the wheel away from the dock. The spring pins you while you step off with bow and stern lines. First on, last off is the spring. Crosswind finger pier. Approach with a touch of speed for steerage, plant the upwind corner gently on a big fender, pin with a blip of a head on the inboard engine, and walk the stern in with the outboard engine in reverse. No hero leaps, no panic. Medmore alone. Pre-run 2 long stern lines with big loops. Drop the bow hook or pick up the mooring, back in slow, step aft with a boat hook, and drop each loop on the dock cleats. Then tension the bow and center the boat. Headsets make it civilized. Following that, anchoring solo where cats shine. Pick sand if you can see it. Approach slow, drop under control, don't dump a pile. Lay out 5-to-1 in fair weather, 7-to-1 if it's gusty. When the chain draws straight, ease back to 1500 RPM for 15 to 20 seconds. Watch 2 fixed points on shore. If you don't move, you're set. Fit the bridle, take the load off the windlass, and chafe protect where the bridle touches. Reset politely. If tide or wind shifts 90 degrees, motor ahead gently to ease the chain and let the anchor reset rather than ripping it out in a snap. If you hunt, a small riding sail off the back settles the boat. Storm logic. Shorten the bridle legs equally to center the load. Add chafe sleeves. Put on more scope early. And don't be shy about a second anchor set off the beam in tight anchorages. Preparation is peace. Next up, the maintenance mindset that keeps solo sailors moving. Daily walk. Torch in hand, 5 minutes at dusk. Rig, sheets, pins, chafe points, steering linkages, jack lines, lashings. Catch the small thing before it becomes a big day. Energy audit. Know your overnight draw and your solar harvest. If you're short 200 amp hours every day, fix it at the dock. Don't pretend the ocean will be kinder. Spare kit. Impellers, belts, primary and secondary fuel filters, hose clamps, a spare fuel hose, fuses, butt connectors, and a ratcheting crimper. Add a spare bridle line and shackles. Your future self will thank you. Electronics discipline. Back up your plotter routes on an SD card. Keep paper charts for your first and last 50 miles. And dim all screens at night so your eyes work outside, not just inside. Closing thought. Solo sailing a big cat isn't about being a hero. It's about deleting friction. The right design puts sightlines where your eyes want them, moves loads to the one seat you actually occupy, and keeps you dry enough to think clearly at 3 in the morning. Pick the philosophy that matches your brain. Speed as safety, shelter as safety, or simple and serviceable, and then commit to boring, repeatable routines. That's how one person turns a wide platform into a calm, obedient mile eater. If this helped you see the trade-offs clearly, hit subscribe and the bell. I'll keep trading hype for honest checklists and real-world walkthroughs you can use on your next passage. Now pick your weekend, set your reef points, and go test the one that feels like home from the helm.